Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Hi there. So I was talking to one of my closest friends, and we had this beautiful conversation which made me realize something about myself. And I'd like to come here talk about it with people who've ever felt the same way, as always. So here it goes. I was talking with this particular person last night, and they just happened to make fun of something, which is an insecurity that I have developed over the past few months. It's not something that I always had. It wasn't something that they thought would be like crossing a boundary or would make me feel bad about myself or anything on those lines. It's like it was just a fun banter going on, and just one comment from their end put me off, and I disconnected the phone like very abruptly. And yeah, like the triggered aspect of me showed up. And I did not think about the other perspective. Like, whenever it comes to any kind of disagreement, even the slightest of the bit, I feel it's important that both the parties are talking and both the perspectives are taken into consideration. So, even though I am the one representing my side over here and talking, I wanted to make this audio specifically to also honor the other side so that there's full justice to the conversation or the little fight that happened. It wasn't really a fight, but yeah, I think disagreement ke aspas. So yeah, any which ways, I disconnect the call because my emotions take the better of me, and I don't know, I feel hurt or anger or what exactly, but I just go blank. So I understand that right now is not the moment where I can talk, because if I do, it will come from a place of hurt and then I'll hurt the other person and I don't want that and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, but what I did wasn't right either, because I left them confused, thinking what went wrong and how to tackle this situation now, because this is not the first time we've had a fun kind of banter and said something. It is a very usual thing. So why is it now that I flipped off, and what exactly happened? So they were clueless and completely uh, confused, while I hadn't communicated what exactly went into the whole process, why it triggered me, why it is something that, why is this an insecurity that has developed only in the recent months, and that I haven't communicated with them already. So it's not their fault. I should have been more vocal about the whole thing, all of this. But in the moment, obviously, I could not realize that. So yeah, the night passes by. In the morning, they send an apology. And I'm just like, you know what? You did not do anything wrong. It's not your fault. It's okay. And then I go on explaining that I already have many voices in my head which make me feel like shit. And even if you're trying to joke around, do it when I am not feeling like shit about myself already, because I have many voices in my head doing that job, making me feel bad about myself, and I don't need an extra one. So they reply back saying that I apologize for the tone, I apologize for the thing that I said, and I own up to the whole thing. And they request to me that whenever something like this happens, they at least let me know. Sorry, like I at least let them know that I'm not in the, this is not funny, or it's not something that I can deal with right now. I'm so sorry. मैंने धे आई करके एकदम ऐसे खिचड़ी कर दी पूरे conversation की. But yeah, basically they were like requesting me to be more vocal in the moment, even if it is not possible to explain the situation entirely. but just to let them know that okay, this wasn't something funny, and this has a different consequence. Even if I'm putting like a one word thing, even that is enough, because this person would not know if they should give feedback, if they should let me take my time, if they should continue joking or whatever it is. They wouldn't know how to react post this whole thing because they don't know what is on your mind. And after that, my friend said one more thing, which really made me like brought closure to the whole situation. They said that holding on to your emotions is not good. Like holding on to something for so long is not good. And it might sound like a very casual thing, but it was exactly what I wanted to hear again. Because I could see that I held on to that thought and that emotion for, I don't know, more than 12 hours or something. And it was occupying that place in my mind and my body subconsciously, or somewhere it was running in my head. And I hadn't fully given attention to it. And I was also holding on to it so much tightly, even though the one thing I had to do was to clear things out or just let the person know that it wasn't funny for me, or that if they wanted to give me advice on something or feedback on something, there is like a different way to go about it, or like have any kind of communication. So, till that point, unless they said that holding on to something for so long is not good, I did not realize that I was holding on to that emotion for this whole time. And once I read that line, I was able to let go of the emotion very easily. And it felt like I am comfortable again, I am safe again. And yeah, I'm not judged, or I'm not projecting my fearful or insecure side. So, the reason why I wanted to share all of this was to give an example of what healthy friendships look like. So, all of my friendships are the kind of people who really love me and care for me and would not budge away from talking or apologizing or getting their ego in the way, or pulling the other person down, or gaslighting them into thinking some way, or making them feel worse about themselves and stuff like that. But at the same time, the friendships I have also are a lot about growth. So every time they spot something is off, they would want to address it. They would want to give me some feedback. And of course, it's up to me to take it or not, and stuff like that. But just out of that care and concern, they would want to know, they would want to talk, they would want to understand my side of things and support in a way that complements both of us. So, yeah, that's the thing that I love about friendships or any kind of relationship in general. I think like a good marker of a healthy bond is that you can be yourself and you are comfortable being with this person, but at the same time they aren't the ones who are sugarcoating things and they are always on your side and the yes man kind of a person. But they also know how to subtly make you realize that something is holding you back, something that needs to be released, something that isn't yours to keep, things that make you realize that you are bigger than your shadow side and bigger than the hurt parts of you. And if they intentionally or unintentionally happen to touch those insecure areas, they make sure that you're looked after and you don't feel terrible or alone in that process. So, yeah, anyway, I have this folder in my diary, this whole diary entry thing where I keep screenshots of all the things that the people who are closest to me have told to me. And I keep revisiting it because it shows me the amount of love and respect these people have for me and the way they treat me, but also at the same time, what is it that I am lacking and needs work on my part so that I can continue to grow and flourish as well instead of trying to blame them or trying to fight with them. So, yeah, anyway, if you are holding on to something for too long and you know that it has been affecting you, maybe this is a sign that you let the thing go and breathe again. And I hope you have friends. I'm sorry, my alarm rang again. And I should be better at. I'm so unprofessional with my audios. I have to make a different audio about that itself. But I just I treat all of these audios not as podcasts, but more as WhatsApp audios that I'm sending to my friends. And I know those would be the most unpolished parts of me. And that helps me keep the relationship with whatever the community might turn into and whoever is listening to this as pure, as unpolished as possible. So, yeah, I always want it to feel like an audio sent on WhatsApp by your friend and not something fancy, even if it's a stranger. So forgive me for the unpolished parts, but it is what it is, and I would like to keep it that way. So, anyway, just wishing you to have healthy friendships and relationships in your life that have enough love and concern, but also allow you to see parts of yourself that need work and gently nudge you to grow. So, yeah, there's that. And it's not to say that my friends are perfect, right? They also make mistakes and have parts of them that they need to work on. So, I am the one nudging them on those areas as well. So, yeah, we're all here to help each other figure our stuff out. And as long as there's respect and growth, it's worth pursuing the whole thing. So that's it from me. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.
Free audio post production by alphonic.com.